Hi everyone, welcome to Last Minute Coders. My name is Vinay. I hope you guys are doing good. So in last video we have started with the development of our project, and the project that we have made is this property management app, and the tech that we have used is Dataverse and Canvas app. So if you haven't watched the last video, the link is in the description and you might be seeing information button on the top right corner. Just watch that video before you watch this one. So that was a part one of this whole video, and I've covered like almost all of the feature. Only some features are left which I'm going to cover in this video, and I'm going to also there are some issues in this app, so I'm going to fix those as well. Before starting this video, I would like to request and thank you all for subscribing to my channel. Now we are at 3000 plus subscribers, so thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. I never believed last year I was not even at 100 subscribers, and now I'm at 3000. So it's all thanks to you people. Thank you so much for supporting me, for loving my work. So again, I would like to request you, if you like my content, if you like my work, then do consider subscribing to the channel. You can do super thanks, super chat, whatever you like. So thank you so much. Share your valuable feedback on the comment section. You can mail me at lastminutescode@gmail.com if you have any queries, if you want me to train you as well. So you can just contact me. Okay. All right. So let's get started with this one. So in the last video, what we have built is this UI as you are seeing up here. So you can see on the top, we have some filters, right? If I click on available, so all the available suit will come up. If I click on occupied, the suit which is occupied will come up. And if I click up here, so you can see the image will pop up on the top. Occupied till which date, it will come up here, the suit number, the suit description, and who is the person who occupied this property, right? So this is the tenant detail up here. All right, and I can even edit the property, the image. So this, all of these feature we have covered in last video. So if you haven't watched that video, I would like you to consider watching that one first before you watch this one. Now let's get started with this one. So last time, as I told, right, this contact page was remaining, and from where did I took the idea of building this application? So within Microsoft Canvas app, there are so many templates. If you'll go to make.powerapps.com, and on the left hand side, we have this create section, right? Hit on this create section. If you'll scroll down, so here we have so many templates, right? There are so many projects up here. So from here, I have taken this property management. If you click on that, if you'll open that, so this is that sample app. So you can see up here, this is what we are trying to replicate, and we are trying to make it more beautiful. You can see there, its UI is not really good, but the app that we are creating up here, it's fully responsive. It works on all the screen sizes. Okay, as you can see up here. So it's fully responsive. All right, so I'm also teaching you how to make a responsive app. So just be with me. Today we are going to build this screen. So see this UI we have to build. Very simple UI is there, right? And there is somewhere this contact details are coming. So let's try to build this one. So I'll hit on this info button, and this is our contact screen. You can see the contact screen. So till now I have this, last time I built this container, suit container, here it is written. So I'll rename this container as contact container. Okay. And there is some label inside it. I'll delete that label. So now this is a plain vertical container, as you can see up here. There's a side navbar container, which I've shown you in the last video how we can create that. All right. So whenever you create a container, always remember, don't give it any drop shadow, don't give it any border radius. All right. So what we are trying to make is this. So first thing first, in this, what I need is a label, right? And you need to make it a stretch. And here I'll write contact or contacts, right? The font size of this, let me make it 20. Font weight, I can make it bold. Okay, auto height I can enable so that it will look good. So similar, we have also built, and if you want to give a little bit of space from the left hand side, you can utilize this padding property. So I can say, if I say 15, right? So 15 pixels padding will be there. If you want padding from the top, let's say 15. So padding from the top will be there. Let's say bottom also, let me give 15. Right also, let me give 15. So this is how you can give padding. All right. Now below you have this side gallery we have, right? But before this gallery, we need to create two sub part. One is two sub containers, one vertical container this, one vertical container this. Okay. So and these two container will be inside one horizontal container. So this is done. Now inside my contact container, what I need to build is a horizontal container, right? So I'll build a horizontal container. As you can see, this horizontal container is taking this size. Firstly, I'll remove the drop shadow. I'll remove the border radius. Okay, I'll make it 0. And then the minimum height, I'll change it to 0. The minimum width, I'll change it to 0. These two things, once it is done, well and good. So this is that container. Inside this container, as I told earlier, what we will need to do is we will need to create two vertical container. One is this, and again I'll remove the drop shadow. Again I'll remove this. I'll make it 0. Minimum width, I'll make it 0. Minimum height, I'll make it 0. Then I'll copy this container 3, this vertical container. Again in this container 1, I'll paste it. Okay, so there are two containers as you can see up here, left and right. This left hand side container size is little bit small. So what you can do is fill portion is there, right? One of two. So I can write like this 0.5. So see its size decreased, right? The same way up here. And it has some light gray color as in background. So I can also give some light gray color. Okay. So I think this much color is fine. Alright, then we have a search bar on the top. So in last video, I have shown you how to build this beautifully looking search bar using container and everything. So I'm not going to do it again. I'm just copying the search bar and will paste it inside this container. And once I paste it, as you can see, it's taking a very huge size. I don't want it to take this much huge size. Reason why it's taking the huge size is this flexible height is on. So I'll turn it off. I'll change its height to, let's say, 50. So see, as soon as I change its height to 50, it started to look good. Now what I need to do is click on my container 3 and give some padding from the left hand side. Let's say 20, right say 20, from top let me give again 20, from bottom again 20. And I'll click on my container 5. I'll change its background color to white so that it will look like this. All right. So beautifully looking search bar is here now. Right now that just one thing I need is this gallery, very simple vertical gallery I need. So I'll go to insert. You can insert a vertical gallery. Once the gallery is here, what I need to do is just go to layout, make it a blank gallery, and turn on its flexible height, turn on its align in container stretch. Minimum width should be 0, minimum height should be 0 for this container as well. Okay, for this gallery as well. Once this is done, I'll click on my container. There is some gap property, so I'll write 20 so that there will be 20 pixels of gap between this and this container. Okay, between this container and this gallery. All right, well and good. Then then I need to connect this gallery to my table. So I have this table tenant. Last video I've shown you how to make this table in Dataverse, right? So I have connected my data with this. I'll click on edit field. The first thing I need is label, right? In this label, I'll not show tenant ID, but I'll show there is something called full name. Okay, so these are the person whom this properties are being assigned to. But instead of doing like this within the gallery, if I do like this, I need to align them manually. What I'll do is I'll control exit. I'll click on my gallery. I'll inside this gallery. See, I'll click on this edit icon. I'll go to insert and search for again a vertical container. I'll put a vertical container inside my gallery, right? And on its x, I'll write 0. On its y, I'll write a 0. On its width, I'll write parent dot width, right? And on its height, see, on its height, I will not write parent dot height. I'll write parent dot template height. Okay. Why I did template height, why I didn't do height? The reason is if I do height, it would have taken full height. But a template height is a height of one row. Okay. So that's it. One more thing, you may have noticed that it's going outside of this reason because if you click on the gallery, it will have some template padding. So just make it 0. Right, as soon as we make it 0, now you can see that it is perfect, right? Then what we can do is just click on this container. What I prefer is just giving 5 pixels from the top, like Y, and from its height I'll subtract self dot y into 2. Okay, so that equal amount of space from the top and bottom will be there. All right, so this is done. Now I can what I can do is whatever code is written on the template size of the gallery, I can change it to, let's say, maybe 150. This I can arrange by myself. I'll click on this container 11 which is inside this gallery and remove any drop shadow to it, remove any border to it. Now it's looking clean, very clean. Now inside of this, very simple, I need to create label, right? So I've already copied that label and I'll paste that label inside it. So I'm seeing some error. I'll remove this. Whatever error was coming, I'll remove that. And I'll click on this label and stretch it. All right. And I can change the color of this as well. Let's say maybe this blue, right? And the font size maybe semi bold. So this we can do. Now what else do we have? And what I would like to do is enable auto height. Okay. Then this is done. Then we have this is, I think, which tenant is applied, like which suit is allocated to this person and from when to when it was allocated. So very simple. Again, I'll click up here. We can insert a label, and again I can stretch it. Minimum width ko we can keep it 0. Auto height we can enable, and on its text I can write this item dot, and there is something called, I think, in text. Maybe I'm saving that, or maybe suit. Okay, it is tenant ID. So tenant ID, but before this I'll write the word suit. Okay, suite. All right. Okay. So the same way I did, maybe this, let's not use all capitals. So I'll say suit, will not use a colon. So suit 103, right? This is looking fine. I can give it some color, right? So this is also cool. Then we have this lease from when to when. Again, I can simply just copy this label, paste it again, and here I can write lease. Okay, so we have two column at our the data was, that is start date, something like maybe not a start date, but let me check my backend. So I'll go to my, I've created one solution for this project. So if I'll go to this, see this property management solution. So I have shown you this in the previous video as well. So you can see this table up here, table tenant. Only one table we have for this project. So once I'll open this, I'll click on this edit icon. So I'll see all the column related to my this database. So what I can do is, there may be some column for where I'm using to from since, see this tenant since and tenant through. So two columns are there. So from when this is allocated until when this allocated to that person. So since and through. So very simple. I'll go up here. I'll say tenant since, and again ampersand. I can give a little bit gap between them and use a dash sign in between. Again, I can use ampersand to concatenate this item dot tenant through. Okay, once I do this, so you can see it's giving me some, like, it's giving me time also. Time I don't need, even date I don't need. I need simply like this month and year. So how we can do that? So there is some functions called text format function. So text is the function to format date. Okay, so use text function, put a comma inside double quote, write 3M for to get the month name, and I'll put comma and use 4Y. Okay, so that I'll get that expected like the September comma 2016. And the same thing I can do for this through date as well. So I'll use text function, and then in through I'll put a comma, then inside double quote 3M comma 4Y, and then close the bracket. And you can see exactly this is what we wanted. So wait a sec, there is some error. Text function has some invalid argument, it is saying, because I forgot to close the double quotes. Otherwise it's absolutely correct. So you can see exactly we have made the same thing. If you don't want to give comma, just remove the comma, because there was no comma, so I'll remove the comma as well. So you can see September 2020 2016 to 2018. Font size, you can play with the font size. I prefer keeping the font size small, so I can make them 10. This one also, I think it's fine. 13 is fine, but these two I have kept as small. Okay. Once you have done this, right, then what we can do is I'll click up here that the gallery, and in its template size I can write 120. Maybe if 120 is way too much, I'll write 100. If 100 is way too much, I'll write 90. So I'll keep on checking when it will look good. So see, 80 is not looking good, but 90, I think it's well and good. Then there is that line separator up there, right? So within this container, just insert one rectangle, okay, to create a line. And as soon as I insert a rectangle, its height is way too much. I'll change its height to 2 pixels. Border, I'll make it solid. Okay, let me do height 1. Border also 1. The color of this, I'll make it gray, and the border also I'll make it gray. And also don't forget to change the display mode of this to view or disabled. I prefer like view. Then I'll click on my this gallery too, and let me increase its height to 100, so that we will be able to see that line. So you can see now the line is coming. Let's click on this rectangle, and there is something called a stretch, so I'll change it to stretch. Now you can see it's started to look good. What I can do is, if you think that this line is way too bold, so let me change it to 0.5, 0.5. Okay, now I think it's looking good. Okay, I think it's looking good, and you can see up here, right? One more thing we can do is that to know whether which item we have selected, so we can create some line on the left hand side. Maybe they have done it. No, they also, okay. So when I'm selecting any record, right, its background is going white, its font is like black, something like that is happening. Let's do one thing. I'll select all of them, or maybe I'll select this container. I'll change its color to white. I think this looks more good, more better than creating a rectangle. So I'll delete that rectangle. This looks more better. And if I'll select any of them, right, then their background color should be different. So what I'll do is I'll go to the color property of this. I'll say if, and then this item dot is selected. If this item is selected, I'll say color dot. For now, I'm just saying color dot red, just to check whether my code works or not. Later on, we can change this, but let's see whether our code. So see, whichever item is selected, its color is going black. But let's not go with the black. Let's go with the shade of blue. So maybe what I can do is, like, let me click on any of the container. I'll go to the color property. Let's use this light blue color. I'll go to custom. I'll copy its hex. Then I'll go to standard, and again I'll change this to no, not transparent but white. Then I'll click on this container, and on this color property, because I have hex, so how to convert hex to a color? So we have one function called color value, and within this I will paste this hex. Okay, and we need to use a hash sign before this hex in order to make it work. So you can see up here now, if I'll play my app, so whichever item I'll select, it will be like this. I think it looks good. You can play with it. It's totally up to you. I'll click on my this container, and maybe let me give some border radius of 10 pixels. It will look more good. It will have a little roundness to the border. So you can see it's amazing, right? Now that we have all the users on this left hand side. Now how to make the search feature work? So let's say if we will search for the name of the person. So if you will click on this gallery, right? So from where it is connected to, it is connected to table tenant. So before this, we will write search and search. All right. Then the search text input is called search text underscore one. I'll copy its name. I'll go up here. So I'll say search text dot text, comma. Which column do you want to search? It is asking me. So I'll say search for full name. All right. So see this. it's started to work, right? It's giving me all the things. Only one doubt that I have is when I was saving last time, maybe I was not saving this. Let me click on more, and there is the first name also, there is the full name also. I'll click on save, and what you will notice is that the first name and full name mein you we are also seeing the last name as well. So this is fine, this is fine. With the okay, with my name somebody else's name is coming up here. Okay, so let me fix this. Maybe last time some issue was there, so let me fix this. I think it's well and good. I think now it's well and good. Okay. Otherwise, what we can do is we can utilize first name and last name instead of full name. Okay, let me select it again. Last name. Okay, I'll hit on save. Changes that haven't saved, discard. Okay, let me again search for last. All right. So this time you can see it's proper, right? First name, last name. This full name, it should be like this. It should be the combination of first name, last name, but we can ignore this one. So in our app, what we can do is I'll go up here, go to this. Instead of this, I'll say first name, ampersand, give some space in between, ampersand, this item dot last name. Okay. Now this is also correct. This is also absolutely correct. And from the search bar, I will search for two things. Instead of full name, instead of searching full name, I'll search for first name. Okay. And comma, I'll search for last name. Maybe if I'll do last, so you can see this is that. Okay, so I'm searching for first name, I'm searching for last name. Two things I can search. So if I search for LMC up here, right, so only my record will come up. You can see up here. If I search for, let's say, Aaron, so you can see it's working perfectly fine. So it can search both the things. So this is how you make the search feature work. Okay, with the search function, you cannot search IDs, you cannot search date. Only text field can be searched. Okay. So this is well and good. Now on the right hand side container, what do we have? We have the name of the person the person whose record we are selecting, right? Then we have this edit contact button. Then few details are below. So on this right hand side, we have this vertical container. Inside this vertical container, we need to have a horizontal container. Reason because we need name on the top and then button up here. So I'll turn off the flexible height. I'll change the height to maybe 60. And here, first thing first, I'll remove the drop shadow. I'll remove the border radius. Then I'll insert one label up here. And maybe what I can do is I can make it a stretch. This I can do. Maybe the flexible width I can enable. The font size, maybe let's do 20. Let's do bold. And then it has been connected to this gallery. So I'll say copy the name of this gallery and I'll go to the text property up here. I'll say gallery 2 dot selected dot, and then again first name, and then put an ampersand sign, give some space in between, then ampersand, I'll say this item dot last name. Okay, instead of this item it should be gallery 2 dot something, gallery 2 dot selected dot last name. So let me write gallery 2 dot selected dot last name. All right, so you can see the name is coming well and good. Then we have this edit contact button. Okay, so for this again I can what I can do is let me use a button up here. So you can see this button is up here, but it is not at center. So just click on your container, just center, vertically center line everything. And maybe from left and right, we can give some padding of, let's say, 20. So you can see now there is a gap. There is no background color to this button, so I'll make it transparent. The font color is blue, so the same blue I'll keep. The font size, let me keep 13. And everything looks okay. I'll say edit contact. Okay, so the name also I've changed. Just need to change the hover color like this. I'll remove whatever code is written on their fill property. Okay, then I'll go to hover color, this one. Let me choose a shade of blue. Again, I'll choose a shade, another shade of blue. So you can see if I'm clicking on this. So see, unnecessary border is coming. So what I'll do is go to the border property. I'll change it to none. And this time if I'll click on this button, it's giving me correct look and feel. And here, see, when I hover over this button, right? So it's not giving me a button kind of feel in this previous app. They might be using a simple, what you say, text or a label kind of a field. See, this is a label. Instead of creating a label, we should use button, okay? And we should just so that it will give me this finger kind of, this button kind of feel. All right. So this is well and good. Then we have the simple thing like tenant. Then the this tenant ID is coming up here, lease date, email, address. Right, very simple now. This is too simple. So here, what we need, a label we need, right? And I will need to use a stretch. What I can do is, instead of giving, I have given left this thing, right? Let me use 00. I'll click up on this my outside container, and on this I'll give like 20 left, 20 right, so that all of them will start from the same position. Then very simple, here I need to write tenant, right? This is tenant, and the font color they are using is light gray. Maybe let me use this darker shade of gray. Then below we have the tenant ID. So let me copy this, paste this, paste this, paste this, keep on pasting it. I'll delete whatever I don't need. Then here we have that this one, this one, this one. The font color is black, and maybe the font size is a little bigger, maybe 16, and the font is lighter. Okay, and here we have that, let's say, suit and space. Then it will be ampersand gallery 2 dot selected dot the tenant ID. Okay, so you can see the suit 103 is coming. I'll copy this part so that again and again I don't have to write. So tenant ID is done. Then we have this lease date and email. So again, very simple. I'll double click up here. I'll write lease date. Then we have email. Write email. And finally, what do we have? We have, if I go up here, we have address. So very, very simple. I'll go to my app, double click up here. I'll write address. My system is a little bit not responding, so let me save the app so that I don't lose all the progress. So once it is saved, we will continue with the working. Okay, it's saved. So lease date code already I have written up here, so not gonna write it again. So just going to copy this text part and we'll click on this. I know I'm going to see some errors, but that's totally fine. Okay, so this error is because there is no this item up here. I need to write gallery 2 dot selected. Okay, so I've written gallery 2 dot selected up here. I'll copy this part and we'll go up here and paste it. So again, you can see gallery 2 dot selected dot tenant since, gallery 2 dot selected dot tenant through. So you can see this is well and good. Now email part, very simple, gallery 2 dot selected dot. There will be some email field at the back end. That's it. I'm going to remove the suit word. So I will only see that email, and the color of this that they have given is like this blue color. So let me also give this blue color. Maybe instead of this lighter, I'll make it normal. All right. So this is well and good. I'll copy this one, paste this. The final one is address. So very simple. I can write gallery 2 dot selected dot address. And address is a combination of many field. It's not that it's a combination of many field. Okay, so it's a combination of city, it's a combination of a state, then zip code and country. So I'll write city, then maybe ampersand, then let me copy this part. Okay, copy, and what I'll do is I forgot to put ampersand sign. That's the reason why the error is coming. So I'll write a state maybe, then ampersand within double quote comma space. Maybe I'll give now country. This will be now country, and then within the bracket we can write the zip code. Okay, it will look good. So instead of comma, I need to give ampersand sign. So again, I'll write a zip code. I think it's not called, it's something code is there at the back and postal code. Then again, I need to close as well. So well and good, you can see up here how I did this. So Kent, this is the state USWA, then this is the country US, and then this is coming. So I think they are not using like this. They are using city, country, postal code, but it's totally up to you how do you want to design it. Okay. So I think for my use case, this is well and good. What I can do is let me change their color to black. I'm not liking it light gray. I'm not liking that. So I'll change it to black. And rest all is beautifully looking. Okay. So this is fine, right? Now we are successfully able to build this contact info page. Now the only page left as this when I click on this edit contact. So the same screen, but this I think they have utilized one form control, and in this form control they have these two buttons. So very well and good, right? Uh, this is well and good. This is my main form. In this I have. So what I can do is, right, I can click on this container. I can create a vertical container inside this. Okay. So see, this vertical container is up here. I'll remove the drop shadow from it. I'll remove the border radius. Okay. Then what I'll do is I'll cut each and every one of them. Okay. I'll press Control A, deselect this one, deselect this one. Then I'll press Control X, and we'll paste that inside this gallery. Okay. So well and good, right? I pasted inside this, sorry, not gallery, but within this container. Again, I'll create one more vertical container. Before I create it, I'll copy this one, I'll paste it. Let me not create one, but I just copy pasted two times. But this time I don't want this label inside it, right? Just select any two of them, then press Control A. You will be able to select all of them and then hit on delete. Okay. Now within this, what I want is I want a form, right? So I can go to insert. There is this edit form I can use. Okay, so I'll click on this edit form. I'll connect it with the stable tenant, and all the fields will pop up here, whichever is in my backend. So I don't want all the fields. I only want fields related to the contact info, like first name, last name, address, zip code, state, city, something like that. So let's wait till it come. So it's coming like this, which is good, but I want only one at one. So one item at one row. So I changed to this. And it's similar to this, right? Then here we have first name. Then okay, the same thing we will do up here. So unnecessary field I don't want. So how I can remove it? Open this form. See this. I don't need tenant ID, so I'll delete it. What I need on the top is the first name, so I don't need full name also, so I'll remove that. So this first name, I'll right click up here, and if I think we are unable to move it like this, so what we can do is click on edit fields on the left hand side. From here I can move it on the top. Okay. The first thing is first name on the top. Then okay, I think it didn't move. Yes, come on. It's really slow. It's really slow. Okay, yes, able to move it now. So it's not working really fast. It's really slow, but yeah, For now, what I'll do is I'll click on this above container and I'll turn off its visibility so that I can see my form. Very, you can see up here. I can now only I'm seeing my form. I can click on this container if you think that this is well and good. Otherwise, you can give padding also from left 50, from right 50, right, so that it will be center line. And then you need to click on your form again and change its column from 2 and then again change it to 1 so that its UI will be automatically fixed. So this is one of the trick to fix the UI. So see, it's looking fine, I think so. Then I can click on this form again and then what all field I need. So first name, then below first name we have last name, then we have country, I think so. Then we have country, email, then we have country, then we have email below the country. I don't know why it's not trying to move, but it's not responding. Come on, come on. Okay, country, then below that we have email. Okay, then below that we have state, city, and zip code. So that fields only. Uh, this is a state. It's really hard. Whenever I'm trying to click on them, they are not allowing me to click. It's not even responding. Okay, let me save the application first. And what I'll do is, I don't need this business phone number. I don't need this cell number. I don't need description, Facebook, home phone number, LinkedIn, middle name maybe, party ID, this postal address I don't need. Let me scroll it down. Okay, this. So see on the tree view I'm selecting by pressing control. State I need, status I don't. This sends through Twitter, this property image, nothing. I'll delete all of them. Just I'll press delete and the required field will be here. So see first name, last name, country, email, business phone number, city, state, and one more thing I needed that postal code. So I'll click on add field and search for postal. It's postal code. So I'll select this, click on add, and now I think it's well and good, right? This much is fine. Now only two buttons are there, cancel and submit. I will not create those two buttons again because here I have already created. See this container I've already created. So I'll copy this container. If you haven't watched my last video, I would again recommend you guys to watch that. Okay. So I'll simply click on this container, this thing, and I'll paste it within this container. And what I'll do is I'll center line them. Okay. So see this, it's at the center. Two things I need to write if I'll just scroll down. One is cancel, other is save. So just going to rename this to cancel. Cancel. And this one going to rename it to save. Okay. So see, save will simply just submit the form, and the name of the form is form 3. So this is what I'm going to do. So save will save this form, and after the form is saved, see when I'll click on this button, right? So I need to create some variable to show this form container. So I'll write update context. To create a context variable, I'll write var show contact form, and I'll make it as true, true. Okay, and I'll copy this code, and on press of this cancel, right, this will be whatever I'm doing up here. It should not be this, but this time, come on please. It stopped responding. So this time this var show, I pasted the same code, but it will be false. And I'll use this, I'll copy the same code after the perfect save, right? Once the data is being saved, don't need to do anything. We'll paste it up here and make it also false. And I think this is beautifully looking. This form, there is one item property, so this form should be connected to this particular gallery item which I have selected. So I will need to write gallery 2 dot selected. So this time it's well and good. You can see as soon as I'll do that, Bethany's details will come up here. See, now I can edit them, right? So let's say city state, I wanted to update it to WA instead of like US colon WA. So WA I did, and if I click on save, see, after a perfect save, what should have happened? This container, the container which I'm seeing, should be hidden, and the previous container should be visible. So I'll go to the visible property of this container, and here I'll write where show contact form. I'll copy this, and on my container 15, which was like this, which was this, I'll go to its visible property, and again I'll paste it up here also, but here I'll use not sign before this. So see, so this time that US colon WA got edited, right? So see this. If I click on edit, so I'm seeing this. Let's say poly. Let me write poly and click on save. So see, the name got changed to poly, right? Both the places you can see, even at the back end, it would have got updated, right? How amazing this is. So on this container, what I can give is bottom say padding. I can give 20, so that little bit of space from the bottom. Maybe 20 is way too big. Let me give 10. And if you think 10 is also way to give, let me give 5. Okay, I think 5 is fine. On this form container, what I can do is I can try to give it some like light border to it, so that I know that this is my form till here. And this one I can give a little bit more darker background. Maybe this is way too dark. Let me make this as light, and this form control I'll make it as white only. I think this is also kind of good. Okay, kind of good, but I would not say really good. So let me use this light gray, same color, but maybe a little lighter shade of some color, right? I think this is fine. Little bit dark, I can do this. Okay, so I think now the UI is looking more better than before. See, and if I hit on cancel anyways, I am going to go back. So see, successfully we were able to make all the features. See, my details are coming up here. I can change my state and everything. So everything is done. Now there is one issue with this app, and let me save my application first. And if I publish my app, right, and if I play my app, if I say make.powerautomate.com, see, I published my app. First of all, if you haven't noticed yet, I have published my app. Where can you see all the published version of your app? So three dot app version histories are there. So you can see till now I have these many version, and this is the version which is live right now, right? But just now I published it. This version should be the live one. So let me republish it again. Okay, firstly let me okay, so this I'll play my app, and once I'll play my app, okay, so see, I'm not allowed to play the app. Reason, because I'm using premium connector, that is Dataverse. That is why I don't like using Dataverse, because it is a premium connector. I'm using developer's account. I'm just going to show you the problem here only. So see, if I go to suits page, right, currently you are able to see, like if I click on all, we will see everything. But if I'll say if I click on this app, run app on start, right, the problem is that by default nothing will be, when we will come, right, even this will not be selected. Okay, I don't know if you are able to get my point or not, but this all is not selected by default. So I've created this variable in last video, so I'll copy this. What I'll do is, on start of the app, I'll paste this code. Okay, so when the app will start it, okay, not here I cannot, but on the visible of this page I can. So if you'll click on this screen, suit screen, go to on visible. So just paste this code. Okay, why I did this? See, even if I've selected available, right, let's say I've selected available, And this time if I go to this allocate suite screen, and if I'll come back to this, so see, all will automatic. If I selected occupied, if I change the screen, this contact screen, if I'll go to the suite screen again, so see, all is being selected. Now each and every time you will see this. So this is the whole complete project. I think I haven't left anything from my end. Okay. So this is a simple project, property management project. You can see account infos are there. One few point that I might have missed is that, let's say if I click up here, so this property detail is coming, which is well and good, but see, this tenant ID is coming, right? If I click on this WinLMC, I should be navigated up here and my details should be popping up here. That's also we can do, pretty simple. So see this, my record is up here, right? I have used this HTML text, but on select of this I can write navigate to, it will ask me where do you want to navigate yourself. I can say navigate to this contact screen, correct? And the transition, let me give a fade transition. So screen transition fade, well and good. From here I can pass this variable, so let's say rec where contact rec, I can say contact record colon. And I may have written some, if you'll see up here how I am doing this. So see this, by using this code, this where current record, I'm doing this. Okay, so I'll click up here again, and here. So the same thing, I'll pass from this screen to that screen. So where current record in this, right? So if I'll play my app, if I'll click up here, so I'll be navigated to the screen, but don't see, currently it's Bethany, let's say. Again, just see up here, if I click on Vinay, so Vinay will not be selected. How Vinay will be selected up here, right? That's the question. Okay, so it's tough to connect it. Let me think. Mm. So there is this default property up here. Okay, here I need to pass like where this contact record I have passed, right? So I need to write like this, and I think now it will work. But let me check. If I go back and if I select this person, so you can see my record is being selected, right? So this is so you have to utilize the gallery default property. Okay, in gallery default property, what I did was just pass this record, which I was passing from the previous screen. So now everything is well and connected, and this project is completed. So I hope you enjoyed working on this project with me, and you have watched both the videos. So some of the part of this project were a little complicated. Some were pretty simple. I have tried my best to make it fully, like, at least desktop responsive. You can see up here, it's at least desktop responsive. I would not say this is phone responsive, but this is a desktop responsive application. You can see it is auto adjusting itself to some extent. It is, right? So I hope you enjoyed working on this project with me. See, on this device it's fine, but I need to work on a little bit on the UI, on the tablet part. But yeah, it's at least it's working, right? At least it's the UI is functional. Everything is there, even on this different device as well, right? So one of the issue with forms is this, its UI didn't auto adjust itself. See, these containers are auto adjusting, but the form is, it's not. So either we need to write code or something to make it fully responsive. But yeah, then again, for the simple project, like, we have completed this project within like 2-3 hours, right? So for 2-3 hours, I think this is a really good progress. And if you follow along with me, right, you would have learned so many things. So thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for supporting me again. Do like the video, do subscribe the channel, do share it with your friends and colleague. I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to comment. Till then, take care. Goodbye.